Most beginners think strong price moves just appear out of nowhere, but that's not how it works. This one concept changed how I read every single chart. And once you see it, honestly, you can't unsee it. I'll break it down step by step and show you exactly how I use it to enter right before the impulse starts. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's what usually happens. You're watching a chart. Price starts moving, big candles, momentum is picking up, and you think this is it, this is the move, right? So you jump in, and then the price just stalls or reverses. Because by the time you saw that big move, it was already halfway done. Or worse, it was the end of the move, not the beginning. So how do you catch the move before it starts? Well, you look at the exact opposite, not the fast part, but the quiet part. When the chart looks like absolutely nothing is happening, that is actually the most important moment on the chart. Because that quiet period, it's telling you the next big move is loading up. And that right there, that's volatility. Simply put, it's just how fast and how far price is moving at any given moment. Big candles, price flying in one direction, that's high volatility. Small candles, tight range, nothing happening, that's low volatility. And here's the part that took me way too long to figure out. Volatility isn't random. It actually cycles, and it does it every single time. Honestly, when I first noticed this, it kind of blew my mind because it is so obvious once you see it. The market goes through two phases. Phase 1, price gets quiet, candles shrink, everything compresses into a tight range, usually near a strong level or a trend line. And most people look at that and think, boring, nothing's happening, skip. But that is the setup, because phase 2 always follows the impulse. Price breaks out, big candles, fast acceleration in one direction. That's the move everyone has been trying to catch. And this repeats over and over and over again on every time frame, on every single asset. Once you see this cycle, you start looking at those boring, quiet charts completely differently. All right, let me show you what I mean on a real trade. First thing I always check is the trend. And here it's clearly bullish. Higher lows, clean ascending trend line, bias is up. Now watch the volatility on this chart. Every time price breaks a level, strong impulse, clean move. And then what happens? It gets quiet again. Candles shrink, price consolidates, then another impulse. You can literally see the cycle repeating right in front of you. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. Price is approaching support, the exact same level that's held multiple times before. And right at that spot, the ascending trend line runs through as well. Two lines converging at the exact same point. And what happens right at that intersection? Candles shrink, volatility drops, price just freezes. Low volatility at a strong level with a trend line holding underneath. The spring is loading. I open a call with a 14-minute expiration. Enough time for the impulse to develop. Not a guess, just reading what the chart was already showing me, but knowing when the move is coming, that's only half of it. The second trade was different because the setup looked right, but it almost wasn't. Quick thing, if this kind of analysis helps you, I post setups like this daily in my Telegram and Discord. Links in the description, completely free. Okay, this one's important because it's easy to learn the cycle and then just enter every time you see small candles. That's not how it works. Same uptrend structure held throughout. Price comes back to a resistance zone, Second retest, classic situation. But here's the thing. Last time this level was hit, price rejected hard. Long test, then a big pullback. So yeah, the candles are small, volatility is low, the cycle says something's coming, but I don't know which direction it's going to break. And honestly, I've entered setups like this too early before. Saw the squeeze, got excited, jumped in, and price went the exact opposite way. So what do I do this time? I wait, and I watch the candles. Small candles, tight range, accumulation, just like trade one. But I don't pull the trigger yet. And then a full body green candle breaks through the resistance. Not a test, not a wick, a clean break with conviction. That is my confirmation. I enter a call with an 8-minute expiration. Shorter than the first trade because breakout moves tend to be fast. I want to capture that first impulse before any pullback begins. Same concept in both trades, but different execution. First one, I read the cycle and entered on the setup. Second one, I read the cycle and waited for confirmation before pulling the trigger. If this is clicking for you, drop a like. All right, before we wrap up, let me give you something you can actually use today. Because the cycle is great in theory, but when you're sitting in front of a chart, you need a quick checklist. 3 things I look for every single time. Number 1, are the candles shrinking? If price was moving and now it's getting tight and quiet, that's your first signal that something's building up. Number 2, is price sitting at a key level? Support, resistance, a zone that's been tested before? Low volatility in the middle of nowhere doesn't mean anything, but low volatility right at a key level, that means something's about to happen. And number 3, is there a trend line or structure nearby? Ascending trend line, descending channel, wedge, something that gives you direction. Because low volatility tells you when the move is coming, and structure tells you where it's likely to go. One more thing though, this works during European and American sessions, when the market is actually active. Asian session, volatility is low almost always during Asia. That's not accumulation loading up. That's just the market being quiet because nobody's really trading. All right, try this on your charts today. Find a spot where price went quiet near a level and just look at what happened next. If you find one, screenshot it, send it to me in Telegram or Discord. I'll send you back a free detailed guide on volatility cycles. See ya, stay safe, and be in touch.